We are learning to find a quarter of a set using doubles. Let's start by having a look at these pictures. Each of these circles represents an amount. This first circle is one whole. It hasn't been cut up into any fractions. This second circle represents 1/2. It has been divided into 2 equal parts, and this first bit of the fraction tells me how many bits I'm counting. I'm counting one piece of the 2 pieces. And this picture here represents quarters. The circle has been divided into 4 equal parts, and that's what the bottom part of this fraction tells me. And this part of the fraction here tells me how many pieces I'm counting. I'm counting 1 part out of the 4 parts. So this fraction is showing me halves. Now let's look at the relationship between halves and quarters. This fraction is showing me quarters. Now if I move this aside, you can see that the halves and the quarters, it's just been halved again. So if I imagine that this line wasn't here, it would be a half. So a quarter is half of a half. It's just been halved again. Now let's have a look at a set of objects. Here I have 12 flowers. If I was to find half of this set, that would mean that I had to divide the set into 2 equal parts. So I can see that I could go down here and I could divide it into 2 equal parts, and the fraction is asking me to see how many is in 1 part of that. So I know that there are 6. So half of 12 equals 6. Now you could also use your doubles to help you with this. If you know that there are 12 flowers altogether, then you know that double 6 makes 12, so half of 12 must be 6. Now if I wanted to find quarters, then I have to divide it into 4 equal sets. Remember, with our pictures before of the circle, we discovered that if we halve a half, then we make a quarter. So I'm going to divide each of these halves now into another half. So I'm going to halve this one down here, and I'm going to halve this one down here. And now I have made quarters because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal sets. So I've made quarters. And I'm just counting one of the quarters because that's what the fraction tells me to do. And one of the quarters is 3. So 1/4 of 12 equals 3. Now let's go back to thinking about how we can use our doubles to find quarter. So I know that I have 12 flowers. I know that double 6, 6 plus 6 equals 12. So therefore 1/2 of 12 must equal 6. And I also know that if I halve a half, it makes a quarter. So if I halve the 6, I will get a quarter of the set. So 1/4 of that 12 must equal 3. Let's have a look at another example. Now I have 16 cookies. First of all, I'm going to use my doubles knowledge to help me to work out half. So I know that 8 plus 8 equals 16. Double 8 is 16. Therefore, half of 16 must be 8. And I'm going to divide my cookies into half and check that I am right. So if I put a line down here in the middle, I can see that I have 8 cookies on this side and 8 cookies on that side. So my doubles knowledge, that 8 plus 8 equals 16, helped me to find half of the cookies. Now I can use that doubles knowledge to work out a quarter, because half of a half is a quarter. So half of that 8 is 4, because I know that 4 plus 4 equals 8. So I'm using my doubles knowledge again. Therefore, 1/4 of 16 must equal 4. Let's see if I'm right. If I divide my cookies into 4 equal groups, I can see that there are 4 in each group. Therefore, 1/4 of 16 equals 4. Today, you're going to use your doubles knowledge to help you work out halves and quarters of sets.